So we're gonna go over and see Tonda. When I first started, she was one of my biggest adversaries. First meeting, and she called me out and said, "We've tried the process, it doesn't work, we're not gonna go there." And Tonda and I had a lot of conversation, a lot of dialogue, and the best thing was Tonda ended up becoming the biggest advocate and really led a lot of change in the store. It was so cool to see that transformation, how she taught me to handle things better and how she changed herself. And we really learned that from each other. So I definitely want to go chat with her a little bit and see how things are going. Tonda, one of the reasons I wanted to come and chat with you and find you is, and I do talk about you, I'm sure Chelsea's probably heard you before. I hope I've talked to her, but at home office, like, you were one of the people who really pushed back on me. Like when I first started, like I said, I remember every time we would roll out a new change, you would always ask the right questions to help me understand where the associates were coming from. And we don't like this because of that reason, or we don't think this is going to work because of that. And that taught me so much and gave me that perspective from you. So part of it was to come over and say thank you, but the other part of it is I'm always like, I wonder, where did you find the courage to speak up to me and voice that when you knew it was the right thing?
I wanted to help you as well as you helped me, because you came in with the cap and we had been on it a little bit and it wasn't working out, but we didn't have enough people to begin with, and that got better, and things has gotten better with that. It's easy and you go on, you move on.
Yeah.
So that was the reasoning behind that, because I'm one of those, I'm a hard worker, I'm here every day, and I like to do my best. And I'm always pushed to even do better by all the store managers that I've had.
Yeah, and you've always done well. I also want to know, and I don't know if you remember it, that first day when I came in, what made you decide that you want to be the first one to speak up and say it didn't work and we tried?
Because it wasn't working at the time. It wasn't working the way we thought it should. And like I said, it was because we didn't have enough hands on, and but that all got better. So
and then as things like change, what was it you started to see happening that made you change your mind about it and start to love CAP instead of pushing
my bin's going empty, everything being out here on the floor with me, the top stock, shelves, and all that, and keeping the bins cleaned out and cleared up, and features coming in, going right out to the floor. And it's made my job easier, and I spend more time out here on the floor with the customers and with bringing the top stock down, doing my routines on a daily basis. I do it 100% every day. My price changes, my section work, all of it. So I'm pretty well on top of the whole routine now.
Yeah. So how, again, I always saw you as someone working here that the change would come in and you would be the initial question asker, how's this gonna work? How are we gonna play that out? What does it take to be that person? Because a lot of people would say, and even we would have these conversations, you'd come to me and say, "Hey, Zach, no one wants to say this, but here's what's being talked about." Again, where did you find that courage in you to do that?
I guess because of my, I'm a Leo, courageous, and I've always been that way in my lifetime, and I think that's what's made me a stronger person, speaking out, because if you don't speak out, you're not getting things solved.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those firm believers, and I wasn't all about change. And I had a store manager say to all of us, if you're not up for change, then you might want to look for a different job. Walmart is not for you. And I've been here, it'll be 13 years in March. I helped build this store, and my roots are here, and I'm going to be here till I retire. And I just give my hats off to all the change and everything, because that's the way it's going to be. That's the way this world's going, and it just makes me stronger to get to those points.
We really pushed in the store, let's change the world one customer, one associate, one day at a time. And we would do the things like the toy drive, or we did the food drive, and you were always there, one of the first to volunteer, one of the first to push in. How did you see that story coming together, and how did you see your part in all of that we pushed?
Well, we did the church over there on Yellow Spring Street with you, and I gathered up a lot of way overstock that I had in grocery, and we marked it down and we took it there, and I even drove my husband's truck to fill it up with all the stuff and take over there. And it's feeding the communities. It's about our community around us, and feeding people that are not so lucky with it.
Being here 13 years, did you see a difference, like as we started to push that in the store, that really pushing, let's make a difference in the community? Do you think the community started to react to the store differently over that period?
I think so, especially this store. We get told all the time that we're so much better than the other side of town. They'd rather shop here. The store's cleaner, nicer, and we do hard work. I mean, all of us, we put in the hard work to keep this store in the shape it's in. So.
I just want to say thank you, because I share the story because that sticks out to me. Like I will never forget that first day being here, and you being Tonda, raising your hand, and we tried cap, and I just saw, like, it really sticks out in my mind. I think a lot about the conversations you and I would have, and you'd push me back and tell me where you thought it wasn't going to work, and tell me the ideas you thought were bad, and help me see the other side of it and speak up for people. And it taught, like, those were lessons for me that I still take with me, and I try to even think in my mind when we go through something, what would Tonda say right now, or what would Tonda think? And I just want you to know, like, I appreciate the pushback. I appreciate the lessons you taught me. I appreciate that you would speak up in the way that you helped support me with the change I knew the store was capable of. And I want you to know I really appreciate it.
And I appreciate you being aboard with us,
Yeah.
because you made me see that CAP was going to work, and it did. You were right all along, but it took that talking and getting on the same page with it,
Yeah.
and moving on.
I like to believe it was my motivational stories, right?
Yes.
In my meetings, right? That's what did it. So hopefully, or at least I'm going to keep lying to myself and pretending that was what it was. So, because I like to tell them. So, but thank you, Tonda.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.